getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everybody? Happy Saturday. Glad to have you guys back in the stream, being a part here on the channel once again. Great matchup in the Big 12. We've got a top 10 battle here coming up in a couple minutes from now. Number 8 ranked Texas Longhorns on the road playing against number 9 Baylor Bears in this matchup. Texas 22-6, 11-4 in the Big 12. They're coming off 2 straight victories for Texas. They're tied for Kansas at the top of the conference. And Baylor coming off 2 straight losses, though. They're 13-2 on their home floor entering tonight. 20-8 overall, 9-6 in the Big 12. It should be a monster matchup here between these two teams as we have a ranked top 10 battle in store a couple minutes from now. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and hopefully a great day of basketball action going down here. Derek, glad to have you back at the stream here, man. Hopefully really good matchup today here between Texas and Baylor. Bradley, Vegas, welcome on board once again, guys. And yeah, it's been a couple upsets already from college hoops that we see. I'll go over the scores of what's going on right now. Michigan State taking on Iowa, just waiting for this game to finish up. Michigan State leads 91-81 on the road at Iowa. Final minute and a half remaining. But a couple upsets currently. Wow, Texas Tech. I've gone back and forth between the Texas Tech TCU game and Michigan State Iowa, getting ready for this game because this Texas Baylor game is following Michigan State Iowa. But Texas Tech just took the lead against TCU right now, 82-81, 12 seconds left to go. So I'll keep you guys posted on that score until we can get to like tip off of this game coming up shortly. Clemson just pulled out a huge victory on the road at NC State. Last time I checked, NC State was projected as a number 8 seed in Joe Lunardi's Bracketology. Clemson was just outside the bracket. That is massive. Clemson with a couple major victories as of late, beating teams by like 20-plus points, and that's a road win for Clemson today, 97-71. Looks like they heard all the analysts say how they were in danger of missing the bracket. What a response by Clemson today to work their way upwards. And now we got Missouri, who's in deep trouble, missing the tournament right now from Mizzou. So Mizzou is currently not in like the last 8 in for Missouri, but they've suffered a lot of bad losses as of late. If they lose today at Georgia, that's going to put them down even further, probably bounce them from like a 9-10 seed to like an 11 for Missouri. Right now, Missouri losing by 1 at Georgia at halftime, 41-40. And Iowa State has been struggling lately as they are losing right now in their game against Oklahoma, who's last in the conference, 59-50 currently. Vaughn, welcome back in. We got Kelly in the stream. Welcome on board once again. Paul, welcome on the channel once again. 2 games today, this one, and then Celtics Sixers later today. Yeah, I actually wasn't supposed to stream today. I had 2 lacrosse games in the schedule that I was supposed to announce, but both of them got rescheduled to tomorrow. I guess it was like too cold outside. Today was like, over here it's like 15-20 degrees outside. Tomorrow's supposed to be much nicer, like 40 degrees. Because I've been busy announcing like every Saturday or so, but my games got pushed back to tomorrow. Yeah, I was in college for that, probably. I haven't like followed like a lot of the World Series matchups in the past. For me, the ones that would probably be the best ones for me, but I'm a Boston fan, being for my bias towards it, would be like 2018, the last one, and 2004. But those were like Boston dominant World Series victories. They weren't like close World Series like wins in the series going to 7. Yeah, Villanova, huge win today against Creighton. Creighton got smoked. 79-67. So Creighton did a little bit of coming back in that game, but not enough. So we're just getting ready to tip off. Couple moments from now, Texas against Baylor. TCU, Texas Tech tied up. 4 seconds remaining. TCU goes ahead. They make the free throw with 4 seconds remaining. So TCU has a 1-point lead, 83-82 against Texas Tech. It's been heartbreak this season for Texas Tech. If Texas Tech wins this game, they put themselves in much better position in the bracket to move up and be like, they're right now right on the bubble. They're just outside the bracket. Game-winning opportunity. Texas Tech misses the three. That is well off the mark. Hit the top of the glass, and it's over. TCU pulls out the 1-point victory on the road at Texas Tech today, 83-82, as that game has gone final. First game that's concluded today of Big 12 action. Now, we just await for Michigan State versus Iowa to wrap up before Texas Baylor follows this game. Michigan State puts up 95 points, a season high, tonight against Baylor. 95-86 the score with 55 seconds remaining. Michigan State looking lethal going into the bracket. They're getting hot at the right time. They got guards that can play make, knock down elite shots. Tyson Walker, A.J. Hoggard. This Michigan State team is a team to keep a watchful eye upon. They've lost a lot of close games, and some of those games, they've been cheated out by the refs of losing those games. One of those games was on MLK Day. They lost against Purdue down to the wire. Also lost that game on Veterans Day out on the naval ship against Gonzaga. That could have gone either way. So those are 2 losses. Certainly the record's much better than it is, 17-10. Right now for Michigan State, but this team could make a deep run in the tournament. They got the tools to do so. Yeah, that wouldn't shock me there. Arkansas playing in the road at Alabama. Alabama with a whole Brandon Miller stuff that's been going down. That could be like a distraction towards Alabama for them, coming off a really just close victory against South Carolina, who's last in the conference. So, yeah, Arkansas has been playing well lately. And Arkansas is a team to watch out for because Nick Smith's healthy. He's back. I think he's coming off a 25-point game in his last game. Ethan, welcome back in the stream, man. Hope all is going well. Just getting ready to tip off. Couple minutes from now, Baylor comes in. 4-point favorites on the line. Baylor looking to take this game. They've lost 2 straight games in a row for the Bears. Both of them on the road against the Kansas Skulls at Kansas 1 week ago, 87-71. They were up big at halftime, and then they blew a gigantic lead. Kansas came back, and Kansas won by 16. And then their last game on Tuesday, they lost on the road at Kansas State, 75-65. So looking to bounce back for Baylor. Baylor's won 6 straight games at home. This is a home game today in Waco. And for Texas has struggled on the road. They've lost the last 3 straight games on the road, coming off victories over Oklahoma in overtime, 85-83. Oklahoma's the bottom team in the Big 12. And then they won against Iowa State, 72-54. Iowa State really struggling as of late for them. That's a team, though, to, keep an eye on because the conference is just so tough. Last year, Iowa State did the same thing. They were the 11 seed. They fell apart late stage of the season. They went all the way to the Sweet 16 for Iowa State. Wow, Iowa gets themselves right back in the game. A couple minutes ago, they were down by 10, 96-86. They go on a 6-zip run in 30 seconds. It's now 96-92. What's good, Mario? Welcome on the stream here, bud. So this game just tipped off. We're underway, it looks like, between Texas and Baylor. So we're just awaiting for Michigan State versus Iowa to finish up so we can get over to this game. I'm going to see if I can get it on another channel or something because Michigan State, Iowa's over overlapping it right now. Yeah, they used to have the games over on ESPN3. They don't have that anymore, I don't think. So I'll just keep on updating the scoreboard until we get to the game coming up. I'm going to take Texas today in this game. I feel like the front court of Texas could pose a matchup problem for Baylor. That's been the weakness this season for Baylor, has been rebounding in their front court. Texas got some pretty good players down low. Timmy Allen's had a really good season for him. And their guards have been tremendous for Texas. Sir'Jabari Rice, he comes off the bench. He's made a ton of clutch shots this season. I got to cover Texas Baylor back last month, January 30th, and Texas won at home 76-71. Either way, I think this game is close because Baylor has the best backcourt in America. Texas's perimeter defense has been pretty solid this season, though. We're just waiting for this game to wrap up. Michigan State versus Iowa. Michigan State leads 96-92. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. And welcome in the stream here. Feel free to join in. Later tonight, I'll be covering Celtics against Sixers as well. If you guys would like to join in. That should be a turnover by Michigan State. It looks like they stepped out of bounds in the baseline by A.J. Hoger. We see his front foot. Yeah, his front right foot trying to turn the corner at the baseline off the dribble, stepped out of bounds. So that should be a turnover by A.J. Hoger. This should go back to Iowa. They're looking at it right now as an official review with 29 seconds. Hey, there we go, Ethan. Yeah, feel free to keep up with your content there. Jameson, welcome back in the stream, man. Yeah, they're probably going to be like a 16 seed most likely. I feel like in the past the SWAC teams have got put in the 16 seed play-in game for the opening night. Usually that Tuesday or Wednesday night they'll play. I know the NEC is usually there too. Bryant last year won the NEC. They're now in the America East though, so they moved up to play with Vermont, UMBC for this season. But yeah, the NEC will probably be in that 16 seed play-in game once again, I think, with a SWAC. Let's see what they got now. Okay, they got the NEC definitely in there with Fairleigh Dickinson versus Howard. So that's one of the play-in games for the 16. And then the other 16, yeah, so they got Alcorn State. So ESPN's got Alcorn State right now in the 16 playing against Morehead State. Texas just scored. So it's 4-4 as we are do the first 4 minutes of action. About 16 minutes left to go. Just waiting for Michigan State versus Iowa to wrap up. If it does so in regulation, 19.6 seconds left to play. Michigan State leading 98-95. Wow, this is looking like that Kings-Clippers game from last night. Wild. Went into double overtime. I woke up and saw the post about that. I was like, man, that's unbelievable. Final score yesterday, 176-175 between Sacramento and the LA Clippers. Double overtime. Waleed, welcome to the stream here. Yeah, it should be a good game. Texas. So right now I don't have the game on my screen because I got Michigan State and Iowa. Texas just hit a quick three up the floor. And they got it back and they just scored again. That's another three. So it's 10-4 right now in favor of Texas. 8-zip run for the Longhorns. 2 quick buckets in the last 30 seconds. And looks like they're going to go to a media timeout as well. So 14:50 remaining in the first half. Texas up 10-4 against Baylor. Dylan DeSue responsible for 8 of the 10 points so far for Texas. Perfect 2 for 2 from 3. We're just awaiting for this game to start. Michigan State 100, Iowa 95. Some of these games were like, where's the defense? Clemson destroying NC State today. Clemson really needed that. Helps them get right towards the bracket. Final score is 96-71. So Clemson right outside the bracket. NC State was the home team. That's huge. Puts Clemson right back into the bracket. NC State goes into like the last like 4 grouping, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that should be a close game. Auburn and Kentucky. I think you're looking at a low score in that game too, where the defenses show up. I think it's going to be close. So I'm not sure if Auburn can like pull out the upset, but I think it's closer than 5 points in that game, like down to the final possession. Iowa just made a 3. The score is 100-98 with 10 seconds left. It's wild. Bad news for Iowa, though. The guy that they just followed, A.J. Hoggard, he's a perfect 10 for 10 at the free throw line today. Both of these teams, because I saw a little bit of this game, they were drilling threes right from the start. Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Wouldn't be shocked if Alabama lost it against Arkansas. Arkansas playing much better as of late. They got Nick Smith back fully healthy as well. And Arkansas leading early on, 7-4 against Alabama. Kansas State taking on Oklahoma State, 11-10. K-State up early. And UConn's been on a roll as of late. They've been able to get back into a groove. So UConn right now, 94-84, down to the final 20 seconds. As looks like UConn will win on the road at St. John's. That's key, especially when coming into the tournament here for Michigan State. They're 28 for 31 on free throws. Last year, one of the keys in the tournament was the teams that made a higher percentage of free throws went further into the bracket, and this is a team to keep a watchful eye upon. They missed the second free throw, though, for the tie. Iowa drills the 3 with 3.3 seconds left to play. It's 101-101. It looks like this game's going into overtime. That is wild. Iowa was down by 10 points. With like a minute left to go, they've tied it up. It's 101-101. At the end of regulation, Michigan State, Iowa will head into overtime. That's wild. So we have to wait. Texas Baylor game keeps on getting overlapped by Michigan State, Iowa. That game is in overtime right now. Yeah, it's changed for me. I had Alabama for like most of the season, but I think right now it's a big distraction with the whole thing surrounding Brandon Miller right now, and they didn't play well against South Carolina. Right now I really like Kansas. Like Kansas has found their groove once again from the mid-season slump. It's just so up. Like it's so many teams that can like win it all this season. And Texas on an 11-zip run back from the timeout. They take another 3 and make it. That is good. Tyrese Hunter on the board with his first 3. So Texas so far, Dylan DeSue responsible for 8 of the 13 points. Hunter with a 3. and Timmy Allen with a 2 so far. Texas 3 for 6 from 3, and Baylor's been the best backcourt in the nation, one of the top perimeter shooting teams, and yet to make a 3 so far for Baylor, 0 for 3 from the perimeter. So yeah, I haven't been able to get this game to pop up on my TV screen, just waiting for Michigan State versus Iowa to finish up, but wow. 101 to 101 going into overtime between Michigan State and Iowa. Yeah, I think Houston definitely will be there to make a deep run for them. So we got 13:28 remaining first half between Texas and Baylor. Unfortunately, right now, I don't have the game up on my TV screen, so I haven't been able to jump into the play-by-play coverage yet for it. Feel free to join on later tonight. I plan on covering the Celtics against the Sixers, 8:30 p.m. if you guys would like to stop on by for that stream. And looks like a blocking foul picked up by Michigan State, so 2 free throws coming up at the line. And Chris Murray for Iowa, 4:46 left to go. Under 13 minutes left to play between Texas and Baylor right now. Baylor on a 5+ minute scoring drought. Baylor's been able to take care of the basketball throughout this season, but they've got so far 6 total turnovers. And Texas with just 1. Yeah, I like the direction that Arkansas is going right now. They got Nick Smith back. I think they could make another deep run if they keep it upwards for Arkansas. I think I've seen them like slot in as like a number 7 seed. It can definitely cause a number 2 seed problems in that second round. A lot of the top seeds, especially vulnerable to losing. Yeah, I'm waiting on ESPN's coverage because it's overlapped with Iowa, Michigan State currently. Michigan State just drilled a deep 2 at the baseline, so that's Jaden Akins who tied it up. He's got 21 points. I believe that's a career high for Jaden Akins. They got about 4 minutes left to go in the Michigan State-Iowa game. It's overlapping Baylor-Texas. 12 minutes left to play before halftime for Texas-Baylor as they head to another timeout. Texas on a 11-zip run. Baylor on a 6-minute scoring drought almost. What's good, Trip Poo? Welcome to the stream. Connor McCaffrey got fouled, so he's going to head to the free throw line, shoot 2 for Iowa. Missed the first one. This is a 93% free throw shooter that's 0 for 2 today at the line. Yeah. Yeah, that would be one heck of a matchup right there, Purdue and Kentucky. And Purdue's been slipping a little bit lately. They had that loss against Northwestern. Northwestern collapsed and lost the game earlier this week. I saw Northwestern was all the way up to a number 6 seed, which I feel like that's like way too high for Northwestern right now. I know they've got the big win over Purdue, but still. Wow, Iowa eating down low. Chris Murray receiving the pass inside the key, scores 106-103. Iowa up over Michigan State with 3:20 left to play in OT. Michigan State just not finishing their shots. Wild layup attempt there by Tyson Walker. So he tried to go for a reverse hand layup and missed high off the glass as Iowa came down with a defensive rebound. And Iowa's just going to slow down clock right now. Under 3 minutes left to go between Iowa and Michigan State. Right now, Texas and Baylor on a timeout. 12 minutes left to go before halftime. Missed jumper by McCaffrey off the front rim. Back it goes to Michigan State. Michigan State's been really solid from three-point range this season. Top 40 in the nation, so still got a lot of game left to go in OT, 2:20 remaining, but if it comes down to crunch time, they can make some big-time shots. Hogan missed it short, though, that time. Oh, man, that would be unreal. Major second-round game. Yeah, Arkansas should keep on moving up. If they keep on winning, they're probably going to get to like a 6 seed for Arkansas. So right now, Arkansas leading Alabama 11-10. K-State up over Oklahoma State 15-14. Wow, Missouri. Missouri starting to put it on right now to Georgia. Mizzou was in trouble in that game. They were trailing at halftime. Missouri up now 63-47. Michigan State had a 10-point lead, 96-86, with 1 minute left to go. They coughed up the lead. Iowa has a 3-point lead in overtime. Iowa missed the layup. They get the putback, though. They lead by 5. 1:10 left to go. The score is 108-103, Iowa. And back from the timeouts, Texas and Baylor just going to keep up with the scoreboard right now until this Iowa-Michigan State game closes out. Texas just scored once again. Marcus Carr, back-to-back free throws at the line for Marcus Carr. 13-zip run by Texas. Baylor on a 7-minute scoring drought. 5 turnovers in the past 7 minutes for Baylor. Jalen Bridges, the only player to score so far in the game for Baylor. The backcourt's just gone cold. Flagler 0 for 1. Cryer 0 for 2. George 0 for 1. Now, Carr got a third free throw as well, so that just updated 16-4. So he made all 3 free throws at the line for Marcus Carr. Wow. Michigan State needs a big-time 3. Final minute, 108-103, down by 5. Hauser inside. And Hauser got pushed from behind, it looked like, before the shot by an Iowa defender. So it's going to be 2 shots at the line for Joey Hauser. Hauser makes both of the free throws. Michigan State and Iowa finally down to the final minute, unless they have a double overtime here. Texas Baylor, 11:32 left to go. First half. It's been all Texas so far. Dylan Dessou, half of the points, 8 of the 16. And Iowa burns a timeout. McCaffrey was stuck right in front of the perimeter, has to burn a timeout with 32.6 seconds. So Iowa's out of timeouts, Michigan State with 1. Man, Michigan State's played so many close games this season. They just cannot come out on top in these close games. That's been just heartbreak all this season for Michigan State. Baylor finally drilled a 3. Langston Love makes the 3, followed up by Sir Jabari Rice, who went to the free throw line as well, made both of the shots at the free throw line. So it's a 16-3 run by Texas. Baylor finally able to make a shot. About 11 minutes left to go before half. Yeah, Texas has been playing strong lately. They had that big win against Iowa State earlier this week. I know Iowa State's been dropping, but still, like any game in the Big 12 is a challenge. Iowa just scored. 110-105, Iowa, 20 seconds remaining. Michigan State just got fouled. They'll head to the free throw line. Baylor at the free throw line, shooting 2 with Jonathan Chatua as well. It looks like he makes both of them. So I'm just awaiting to get this game. Right now it's being overlapped by Iowa-Michigan State, which is on my TV screen. So my apologies. I haven't been able to cover play-by-play just yet of this game between Texas and Baylor. Michigan State and Iowa in overtime. The score is currently 110-105. Iowa with a 5-point lead with 20.5 seconds left. Highest scoring game all season long in the Big Ten. Yeah, I heard about that. With UCLA wanting a 1 seed. Yeah, they're going to have to beat Arizona. And that's been like a mismatch for them because Arizona has like bigs that can just dominate UCLA. Michigan State goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. 4-point lead for Iowa. Baylor just scored. L.J. Cryer made it 2. Followed up by a Texas 3. Sir Jabari Rice. He's been clutch this season, up to 5 points now. Transfer from New Mexico State. It's really fitting well. 6th man on this team coming off the bench today for Sir Jabari Rice. Yeah, probably Purdue as the final 1 seed. I know they've lost a couple lately for Purdue. They'll probably be the final 1 seed. If Texas keeps it up, Texas could very well be on line for a 1 seed line. They're tied with the same conference record as Kansas. And same thing as Arizona. If Arizona keeps on winning, as Iowa has just beat Michigan State. So this game is finally gone final. Couple score updates. A 2 made by Texas, followed up by a 3 by Baylor. Langston Love made a 3. Tyrese Hunter responded with a 2 by Texas. So 23-14 with around 8.5 left to go. That's a 3rd straight win at home by Iowa against Michigan State for the first time since the early 90s. Yeah, UConn looks like they're legitimate once again. All right, so here we go. 23-14, 8:31 left to go in the first. Finally get this game on my TV screen. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Texas on the road, looking solid so far. They go with the road orange jerseys, white numbers, white letters. Tyrese Hunter brings up the floor. Bounce pass out to the elbow. Into the hands of Timmy Allen. Allen works his way low block. Double team, puts up a shot. Got deflected, tapped out to the perimeter, out of bounds. Last touch by Texas as Allen tried to deflect it off the block by a Baylor player. Back to the perimeter, went out of bounds though. So it's a turnover by Texas. Baylor has it back, around 8 minutes left to go before half. What's good, Ryan? Welcome back on the stream, bud. Texas making 4 threes so far, 4 for 8 from the perimeter. Baylor just 2 for 5. It's one of the top perimeter shooting teams in the nation this season for Baylor. Just seeing if they can start to get the offense going, down by 9. Baylor has it, driving. Taking a mid-range jumper. Adam Flagler drills it. So we'll see if this starts something right now. Flagler, number 2 scorer this season for Baylor, averaging above 15 points per game this season. Top of the key, Dessou. Dessou with a quick 8 in the first 7 minutes of action. Hand off to Carr. Carr at the right corner. And we have a whistle here and a foul picked up on the floor. Baylor called in the reach-in foul. So that'll be charged to Jonathan Chamwa Chatua reaching in, and the clock will stop with 7:35. Yeah, Texas has got a lot of solid backcourt players on their team. Carr, Hunter, Sir-Jabari Rice. He is like low-key a beast. He, like the games I've covered this season, he's been clutch. He's made like a big shot in the final minute. And that's something that you need to go far into the tournament. It looks like we have a timeout taken on the floor. Media timeout, 7:35 left to go. Whereas Baylor, they got elite guard play on their side too. What they have, like one of the best backcourts in the nation. The thing is, when you compare these teams, it's just, I feel like the upper hand goes to like Texas in the interior, because they have a player like Timmy Allen who's strong down low. Baylor's going to have to hold their own on the glass in this game. Right now they're +1 on the rebounds, currently 9-8. Alabama, Arkansas, that score's tied up 19-19. A lot of close games currently going on. Arizona leading Arizona State 29-27. K-State has a 3-point lead on the road at Oklahoma State 22-19. Mizzou running away with it against Georgia. Missouri keeping themselves in the bracket around their seed line, 75-54. They were in danger that first half. They were trailing early on. I think it was like 31-22 at one point that Georgia had the lead. And good comeback by Mizzou in that game in the second half. Texas with 5 separate scores so far. Dylan Dessou, 10 of the 23. He's the top scorer. 5 points by Sir-Jabari Rice. 3 each by Tyrese Hunter, Marcus Carr, Timmy Allen with 2. And then for Baylor, Langston Love off the bench. He is the top scorer currently. 6 points by Langston Love. Jalen Bridges with 4. Flagler just made a shot a couple of moments ago before the timeout. That's his first 2 of the game by Adam Flagler, who's played in the full 12 minutes so far. LJ Cryer with 2. Jonathan Chamwa Chatua with 2. They just haven't been able to have somebody break out. Yeah, Arizona's had some bad games this year. There was a game to get crushed against Washington State. 23-16 as we come back to action. Keontae George, earlier in the game, he was seen limping towards the locker room for Keontae George. So that's a huge loss for Baylor, top scorer this season on the team. So I just got this game a couple minutes ago on the TV screen, but Keontae George early on in this game left due to injury. So that's probably the reason why, one of the keys here, why Baylor fell down by a large deficit early on without their top scorer. We get back to action. Dessou inside the key. And Dessou commits a turnover. So he turns it over and the key will go back to Baylor. 7:20 remaining in the first. Dale Bonner takes up the floor. He's on the court with Flo Thamba, Adam Flagler, Jalen Bridges, and Langston Love. Bonner at the edge of the midcourt logo, guarded by Marcus Carr. Bonner dribbles up to the right elbow, hands it off to Flagler. Flagler over to Thamba. Thamba dribbles, attacks inside the paint, and he lays it up and in with the right hand. Now we're starting to get to a game right here. 5-point lead for Texas, dwindling down at the moment. Top of the key, Marcus Carr. 7-zip run by Baylor last 2.5 minutes. Showing signs of life for the Bears. Out to the free throw circle, Dylan Mitchell. His pass stolen away. That is a hefty steal. Adam Flagler snatching it with one arm only, soaring up in the air. Flagler has it now around the perimeter. Flagler dribbles up to the free throw circle, makes the pass on top. Langston Love sends it out to the wing to Bonner. Back over to Love. Love spin move inside the key. Love, tough shot off the top of the glass. No good. Defensive rebound pulled down by Timmy Allen of Texas. Texas with a possession. 6:10 left to go. Carr up fake at the wing. Carr makes the pass left corner. Hunter. Bounce pass the elbow into the hands to Allen. Allen with 6 minutes left to go. Timmy Allen dribbles up into the key. Allen kick out to the wing. 3 on his way. Dylan Dessou missed off the front rim. And a big rebound collected by Jalen Bridges for Baylor. Under 6 minutes left to go in the first. Texas starting to get cold as of late, allowing Baylor to creep right back into the game. That's a 3 that drills through. Adam Flagler, hand in the face, and he sticks it from downtown. It was a 15-4 lead at one point for Texas. Now it's 23-21. 10-zip run for Baylor. Deflected pass, corner perimeter, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Bears. Baylor showing some big signs of life right now. Texas gets the inbound far side of the floor. Goes into the hands of Tyrese Hunter. Hunter defended at the top of the key. 10-zip run for Baylor. Out to Sir Jabari Rice. Lobs it over to the free throw circle to Bishop. Over to Jabari Rice. Step back jumper to baseline. Around the rim and out. Rebound control by Baylor by Flo Thamba. 5:10 left to go in the first. Baylor with a chance to take the lead with a 3. They'll pass off the roll down. Off the fingertips, though, they turn it over. Too tall inside the key, looking for Thamba on the pick and roll, just couldn't snag it. And it will go back to Texas off the turnover. Baylor came into today winners of 6 straight games in their home floor. Texas lost the last 3 games that they played on the road. Coming off 2 straight victories, though, for Texas, both at home. Texas will get the inbound here underneath their hoop. 4:53 left to go in the first. Lob. And blocked. Christian Bishop, he gets denied by Baylor at the rim. Flo Thamba there for the block. Flagler slides it out to the wing. Bonner jacks up the 3. Missed off the rim. Offensive rebound for a moment by Thamba. Got contacted on the rebound. And Texas will pick up the foul. That'll be charged to Brock Cunningham. So this will be a Baylor inbound, 4:38 left to go in the first. Adam Flagler underneath his hoop will be the inbound passer. Flagler sends it over to Bonner. At the top now to Cryer. Cryer dribbles, attacks inside the paint, puts one up and missed off the front rim. Offensive rebound, Thamba. Oh, huge rejection by Bishop. It wasn't clean, though. Christian Bishop called in the blocking foul. Tried to swat that like a volleyball. He contacted Flo Thamba, though, going up into the air. And this will send Flo Thamba to the free throw line to shoot two. First free throw is good for Flo Thamba. Second one's good. We're tied up at 23. This was a Texas lead as much by 14 points. Was the largest lead of the game at one point. And now we're tied up at 23. Yeah, I would, I really like what Marquette's done this season. I do think Providence could have the chance against them, though, in the Big East tournament because of how tough Providence is. And also Providence on the offensive glass, too. I think that's like one of the struggles this season for Marquette has been offensive rebound or defensive rebounds for Marquette, but Providence is one of the top teams when it comes into offensive rebounding rates this season. Dale Bonner called in the offensive foul. Things starting to get chippy. The referees had to separate both of the teams. Bonner lowering the shoulder, and then the Texas defender leads the offensive foul. We're going to take a timeout here on the floor. 12-zip run by Baylor. 4 minutes left to go before halftime, 23-23. Hey, there we go, Mario. Good for me. Good for you, man. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. As right now we head to the timeout. 3:57 left to go before half. Texas on a scoring drought themselves of over 5 minutes right now. This is not a good sign for Texas, considering Baylor's defense has been the Achilles heel this season, and now Baylor's caught up to them. A lot of games close like this currently. Arkansas leading on the road at Alabama 26-22. So we'll see if the whole Brandon Miller in the news being a distraction now for Alabama, as it looked like it appeared to be in the last game against South Carolina, or so for his teammates, not so much for Miller. Came down and dropped 41 against South Carolina. But here's Arkansas. They just tacked on another bucket. They're up by 6 now, 28-22. And it's a road game at Alabama. Arizona State, that game's tied 37-37. K-State and Oklahoma State in a good one, 29-27. Yeah, UConn's good at home. UConn's got their groove back. They look dangerous for UConn. Yeah, UConn's won 3 now in a row. They just beat St. John's today on the road. They also beat Marquette by 15 earlier this month. And the games that they've lost close games. Yeah, UConn's probably going to be a 5 seed. I don't see them losing at all first round this time around. I think third time's the charm for them. Last year and the year prior, they lost both of those first round games, but I feel like this season their team is they just have better balance along with their team, plus the experience that they have. And Sanogo last year, he was like a non-factor in that tournament game against New Mexico State. He's putting up some big numbers this year for him, so should be able to get by no problem. I know there's like a lot of teams out there that could be like sleeper teams that pull off upsets too. 23-23, we get back to action. 3:45 left to go before halftime. Texas with a 3, missed too long by Marcus Carr, in and out of the hands of Brock Cunningham. Defensive rebound, hauled in at the top by Flo Thamba. They take it, try to go the distance, looking for a goaltend. No call by the referees as Langston Love was blocked off the glass with it, and the referees clearly missed it as Love was looking for a goaltend. They couldn't get it. Timmy Allen moves it outside to Tyrese Hunter. Bounce pass over to Allen. Allen bobbles it, has it at the left wing. Allen working on Thamba, and Allen called in the turnover. So things getting sloppy right now for Texas. Turnover's been a critical component as of late. Let's see here in a replay. Oh yeah, that should have been a clear goaltend. Langston Love went off the glass and was blocked off the block off the glass. And Texas got away with 2 points being erased by Baylor off the board. 11 turnovers by Baylor so far today, 7 by Texas. Baylor with a chance to take the lead. They're in a 12-zip run in the last 6 minutes plus. 3 minutes left to go before halftime. Bounce pass off the roll down, right to the rim. Jalen Bridges score plus the contact. Baylor takes the lead right now. They were down by double digits early on. Dylan DeSue called in the blocking foul. Bryce, welcome back in here, man. Yeah, Oral Roberts, whoever they play against, that team is dangerous. They have Max Asmus, who's back. Yep. That team is dangerous. They're undefeated in their conference. They're one of the top scoring teams in the nation. That jumper missing short. Once again, down low, and Thamba gets contacted and fouled. So 2 free throws coming up at the line, 26-23. So he made the and one before at the line, and they just got it back, and they just got fouled. First one by Thamba, that's good. Second one missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound, Baylor, though. Nobody there to box out for Texas. Adam Flagler, 2:40 left to go. Moves it out to the left wing. Driving baseline right to the rim. Missed the layup. Second chance off the putback. Missed by Jalen Bridges, and the defensive rebound hauled in by Texas. Carr bursts the speed pass midcourt. He's going to slow it down at the wing. Off to DeSue. Puts the ball back into the hands to Carr at the top. Carr moves it out to his right. Over to Hunter. Hunter guarded by Flagler, top of the key. Dribbles towards his right, now at the right baseline. Swings it inside a key jumper. Mid-range. Missed off the mark by DeSue. That's a tough shot, and the rebound comes down with it is Baylor. 2 minutes left to go before halftime. Bears with a 4-point lead. What a change of momentum in this game. Texas in a 7.5-minute scoring drought approaching. Flagler guarded 1-on-1. Kick out to the wing. Inside the key now with Langston Love. Bounce pass down low. Thamba bobbled it. Thamba turns it over inside as he was swarmed by orange jerseys all over. And it will go back to Texas with 1:45 left to play. Oh boy. Wow, Arkansas by double digits over Alabama, 33-22. Yeah, I know Alabama can score in bunches, but against Arkansas, that's going to be tough to do. Arkansas has been playing teams just so tough with their defense this season. Texas almost in an 8-minute scoring drought. Needing something right now. Sir'Jabari Rice at the wing. Jacks up a three. Missed off the mark. And a defensive rebound pulled down by L.J. Cryer. Yup, Antoine Walker for Detroit Mercy. Yeah, it seems like he's been playing for ages. Putback dunk by Jalen Bridges. What a comeback here by Baylor. Texas, the wheels have just fallen off. 8-minute plus scoring drought, needing something. Marcus Carr, bounce pass, jumper, free throw circle, swoosh. They finally hit one. Dylan DeSue, the top scorer today. He's got 12 now. Clara, welcome back in. Yeah, Alabama in trouble. Looks like that's a distraction. The whole thing with Brandon Miller right now really hurting the team. Didn't hurt Miller too much against South Carolina, dropped 41, but these are only college students, so you look at the news, you pay attention to the news every single day, and being like younger college students, that's much tougher when you're put in that scenario when you're like a paid professional and there's news all the time about like trade rumors in the NBA or NFL. It's totally different because it's a business. 10 seconds left to go. Texas just scored inside the low post. Baylor has it. 5 seconds now. The Bears dribble, drive up to the mid-block, float to the shot with space. Off the back rim, missed by Flagler. And the rebound controlled at the buzzer by Texas as we close out. Going to halftime. It's a 2-point game. (29-27). We enter halftime. What a comeback by Baylor in this first half. They had Keontae George go down. First couple minutes of action, their top scorer this season limped off the floor, rallied behind their team, trailed by... Yeah, they trailed by double digits at one point in the game, and they've come back. They're leading. They turned it over 12 times so far as well. They get down by 14 points at one point. And miracle for them to be up right now. Their defense really keying in and stopping Texas. Jay Ramirez, welcome on back. Yeah, I heard about that. That's crazy, man. Heard out like Southern California in like a blizzard right now. Stay safe out there. Yeah, same with me. I think Tennessee could, like, get upset in the first round, honestly. Feel like if they get, like, matched up like a team like Iona can pull off, like, a wild upset against Tennessee. Something crazy. And Tennessee has not been playing well lately. Kind of have that, like, same kind of feel to the 2018 team with Virginia, where Virginia was just like a nails on chalkboard, like a offensive grind trying to score points, but they had the top defense. Tennessee the top defense this year, but there's been games where their offense just hasn't been able to get going. Yeah, that's one of the teams I'm certainly not high upon, being Tennessee. Arizona losing against Arizona State 46-45. That is concerning because Arizona last year had a much, much better defense than they did from the year prior. Arizona was one of the most efficient teams on both sides of the basketball last season. And this season, they're like one of the top offensive teams in efficiency, but their defense has fallen off the cliff. They've got some bad losses to go with it. Yeah, I put a big circle around Tennessee. If they get like the right matchup, they could very well lose in that first round. Feel like Virginia too. That game against Boston College for Virginia really put me on notice. Like, can this Virginia team even make it past the first round? Because like recent tournament history for Virginia, lost against UMBC. Next year redeemed themselves, won the entire thing. Year after that, tournament was canceled. Year after that, Virginia lost in the first round to Ohio. Didn't make it last year. They just been like boom or bust in the bracket for Virginia. They're ranked at number 6 right now in the country in like the weakest power conference league. Yeah, right there. If they fall back to a 5, because I think both of those teams are like a 3 or a 4 right now. But yeah, watch out if they fall back to a 5, which they very well can. So it looks like Miami, if they keep it up in the ACC, Miami has potential to move up to like a 3 for them if they keep it up. Yeah, whoever gets out of that Sun Belt conference, there's 3 good teams out of the Sun Belt. There's a couple of good teams out of the CUSA with Florida Atlantic leading the conference. Florida Atlantic's a 10 though. But like if Florida Atlantic loses in the conference tournament to like UAB, that's another team to watch out for. UAB can put up some serious points. They got the experience too on that roster. And they played in the first round last year against Houston for UAB. So if they like win their conference tournament over Florida Atlantic, sneak in, they will be a 12 seed. And they might face one of those teams that's been dropping. So according to Joe Lunardi of ESPN, Arizona State isn't even listed. They're not even listed right now on the bubble. Michigan is moved its way up to the bubble. Clemson is going to keep on moving up. They destroyed NC State today. Some of the teams on the good side of the bubble, I just don't see them making the bracket. There's going to be bid stealers. That's the thing. Michigan's probably going to have to make it to like the Big Ten tournament title game for them. So just keep on the winning games for Michigan. The more games you win, the better off they'll be. If they can if they can take down Purdue at the Big Ten tournament, like if they take them down in the semifinals, that could probably put them up to being part of the bracket. But just, I think the best case for Michigan, because if you have bid stealers, say if like UAB wins Conference USA and Florida Atlantic lost in the Conference USA tournament title game against UAB, Florida Atlantic probably would still get an at-large bid. If Florida Atlantic wins out, loses their conference championship to another team. And then like other bid stealers from other conferences too. And Pac-12 only has like 3 teams in the field. One of them's on the bubble with USC. The only 2 secure are Arizona and UCLA. So like if it's not those 3 teams, there's another bid. Like if like Oregon comes out of like nowhere and shows up for the Pac-12 tournament and wins it all, then there's somebody else's spot in the bracket. But yeah, I feel like bid stealers this year is going to be much less than previous years because you're only looking at one bid in the A10 conferences that's had like other multi-bid leagues before. It's just like a one-bid league for a lot of the conferences. Missouri Valley, whoever wins that will be in the tournament. There'll be a one-bid league. I don't think Charleston has enough to make it in. Charleston is going to have to win the conference tournament to make it in. And they got Hofstra in their conference. So I think it comes down to Charleston and Hofstra, just a one-bid league. Yeah, Villanova. Yeah, Villanova's finding it right now at the right time. Yeah, Colgate, I feel like they can be a team to get over the hump and upset a team sometime in the tournament. I feel like this year, though, the Patriot League has been... I feel like it's been down this season for the Patriot League compared to, like, other years past. Because they did, like, lose a bunch of talent from that team last year. Last year, they were crushing, like, a bunch of teams on and off the court. But they played Tennessee close. That was the team with Grant Williams. Was on that Tennessee team 2019, and Colgate played them close. And last year played a solid like 35 minutes against Wisconsin. Yeah, that would be wild. 5 teams in the Mountain West get in, all of them lose in the first round. Yeah, I don't see New Mexico getting in right now. They had so many chances. They just fell apart for New Mexico. They'll have to win the conference tournament for them. This is what we got at halftime here. Arkansas leading Alabama 37-28. Arizona State up by 1 against Arizona 46-45. Oklahoma State. Cowboys really need a win to get themselves back in order. So they've dropped to like the last like 8 grouping in the tournament. Right now they're up at the half over K-State 35-33. Florida Atlantic looking good, up over UTEP 32-23, start of the second half. Yeah, Arizona's had some bad losses. Like, a lot of the top 25 teams, they've just done their business. They've not had any bad losses. But Arizona, looking at their resume, they have some just games that you go like, how'd they lose this? They lost at Utah 81-66. Lost a home game against Washington State 74-61. They lost at Oregon by 19. They lost at Stanford by 9, 88-79. Like, those are some pretty bad losses, especially the last one against Stanford 2 weeks ago. I think if they can get a team that can score, that's dangerous because they're allowing a lot of points to their opponents either way. For Arizona, if you get a team that can score points, then that's going to be a problem. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if they lose second round for Arizona, especially if they get matched up with TCU. That's a matchup that I've seen a ton on the brackets. I see TCU as a 7 seed, and then TCU getting revenge from last season. If everybody's healthy for TCU, that's been like a tough team to pinpoint because they've had players like in and out missing time. But if everybody's healthy and available, they can do damage in the tournament. And they keep on missing time with Eddie Lampkin. Last year, that dude was an absolute load in the tournament. He gave Christian Coloco a ton of problems. And TCU, they won today. They won by 1 at Texas Tech. Texas Tech, that was a game they couldn't afford to lose for Texas Tech. TCU without Lampkin today. Mike Miles is back. 83-82. They won it at the end. They won in a game-winning free throw. I do. Yeah, I'll go UNC today over Virginia. Yeah, must-win game. Stakes are huge. It's at home. I believe they're 0-9 against quad 1 opponents, so make it 10th time to charm there for UNC. Gotta win one of them out of 10. That just doesn't look so good for Virginia. Yeah, Virginia losing against BC by double digits. That's tough. Hey, no problem there. Thanks so much for joining in, Jason. Glad to have you back in the stream, bud. I think if there's a team like matched up from like the Sun Belt against Virginia or like the MAC, they could give them problems. I haven't looked at Toledo's stats yet, but Toledo has been on a roll for them. Kent State's a great defensive team. And then if they get Marshall in the bracket, because there's some teams in the Sun Belt that's capable of getting there. Southern Miss, an incredible turnaround they've had. They're like one of the top teams in their conference. But also I've seen Marshall at the top of their conference. And Marshall's got 2 20-point scores. Could pose a problem against like a team like Virginia where they might not have like enough firepower to beat them. The defense, we'll see if they can like limit them, but Virginia had it tough against James Madison. They squeaked the win earlier in the year against James Madison, and there's teams better than James Madison in that conference. I think that's Charleston's conference, the Colonial, where Hofstra is one of the teams too. Yeah, gonna be a bunch of upsets. Gonna have to wait and see like what teams even advance. Kennesaw State is the top team in their conference. I believe a couple of years ago they went like I think they went like 1-28 or something like that from a few years ago. All right, so we get back to action right now. Start of the second half. Deflected pass and turnover to start it off for Baylor. Texas comes out with a steal. They look to take it a distance. They do, plus the foul. What a start for Texas. They tie it up at 29. Tyrese Hunter will shoot one at the free throw line. Yeah, thanks so much, Jason. Sounds good, man. Appreciate it. I'll reach out to you when I have the chance there later today. Free throw missed, though, by Hunter, so it's 29-29. 30 seconds through the second. Baylor, second possession of the second half. Bounce pass down low, out to Thamba. Thamba called an offensive foul, lowers the shoulder. Scott Drew cannot believe the call. It's going to go right back to Texas. That'll be Flo Thamba's second personal foul. Yeah, not really much there. Looked like more was in the act of shooting instead of offensive by Timmy Allen, the one who guarded Flo Thamba. But Thamba got caught in the offensive foul. Tough call going against Baylor there. Hunter makes the pass out to his right to Carr. Back out to the top. Hunter with a three. Around the rim and out. Tipped up. Offensive rebound. Right place, right time. Timmy Allen off to Hunter. Pro hop. Passes back outside the Carr. 19 minutes left to go. Allen swings it out to the corner. Carr jacks up a three. That is well off the mark. Rebound controlled by Baylor. Both of these teams looking for something on a massive scoring drought. Baylor went on a 5+ minute scoring drought. Texas late stage. And there's two players injured on the play for Texas colliding together. Baylor with a putback. Dylan DeSue and Dylan Mitchell. Two front court players in some severe pain right now. Down in the court. Oh, man. Both of them are slow to get up. $18:39 left to go. Both of the players look like they've gotten up right now. Dylan Mitchell and Dylan DeSue, and both of them are on the floor. So we get back to action right now. Both are okay. Back are on the court. DeSue moves it out to Carr. At the right corner, Serge-Jabari Rice lobs it down low over to Timmy Allen. Puts it up and in off the backboard. Big response by Texas to tie it up at 31. Timmy Allen's been silent today, just 4 points. 2 for 5 shooting. Baylor with possession with Flagler. Flagler moves it out to the left corner off the Cryer. Cryer, his pass well off the mark, sails to the backcourt. Out of bounds is a Baylor turnover. That's been uncharacteristic for Baylor. They've been pretty good this season taking care of the basketball. They got 15 total turnovers tonight so far. It's uncharacteristic for them. 15 total turnovers. You would think Baylor will be down by a bunch. Double digits trailing. No, it's a tie game at 31. Texas in a monster scoring drought going into halftime certainly did not help out the cause for the Longhorns. DeSue, bounce pass, free throw circle out to Hunter. Hunter, hand off the Carr, jacks up a three straight away. Off the mark, missed. Rebound control by Thamba. They've had the looks, they just haven't been able to send them down as of late for Texas from three. And Baylor has the look right there, and they will drill the three. Around the rim, and it goes in. L.J. Cryer knocks down the triple. A Baylor 3-point lead. 17.5 left to go. Up fake, Jabari Rice. Drive, kick, corner, Carr, open, three. It's well off. And the foul on the rebound picked up by Baylor. Dylan DeSue gets knocked down trying to go up for the loose ball. And Jalen Bridges charged in the personal. Texas will get the inbound underneath their hoops. 17:21 left to go. Inbound. DeSue puts it up and through. It's just where they got to go inside the low post. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here. I cover basketball action on the channel, play-by-play, both college hoops and NBA games. Feel free to join in later tonight. I'll be covering Celtics against Sixers. Ball gets deflected to the backcourt. Baylor picks it up, though. Flagler dribbles past midcourt. Flagler at the top, dribbles up to the wing. Flagler takes the three, zips it through. That's good for the triple by Adam Flagler. and he can heat up in bunches. Tremendous from the perimeter this season. 4-point lead for the Bears. Texas, quick three up the floor. He missed off the back rim. Baylor has it once again with Flagler. Looks to take over. Flagler rises for the J at the elbow. Oh, that's a huge shot right there. Elite guard play they've got from Adam Flagler. Takes the jumper, drills it deep two. Hand in the face plus the foul. Flagler guarded by Tyrese Hunter. Tough shot. Elite guard play always thrives in the tournament, and Baylor's got the best of them right now in college basketball. (39-33). Texas having some problems this year on the road for them. Charged to Dylan Dessou on the personal foul. Oh, wow. 42-39, Arkansas up against Alabama. Yeah, I covered Alabama-Arkansas a few months ago, and I remember the game was close. Like, the first 30, 35 minutes of the game, it was close, and then Alabama just ran away with it. I think they won by 15. It was like 5 minutes left to go. The game was tied, and they won by 15. Like, they can just drill down shots left and right and close it out. I thought that today's game could be like a distraction going into today's game with all the news going on. Arizona State just tied it up against Arizona, 53-53. Baylor at the free throw line. And both of the free throws good, so 2 free throws awarded for Baylor. They make them both, and Texas in their largest deficit currently. Inbound for Baylor as well. Texas picked up a technical. Baylor went to the line. Baylor drilled their free throws. 16.5 left to go. Baylor with a chance to go up by double digits. They were down by 14 early on in the game. Up fake at the top. Contact at the free throw circle. And it will be an offensive foul picked up on the floor. Charged to Jonathan Chatu of Baylor. Texas looking for something here. Their offense has gone stuck once again. Marcus Carr out to Sir Jabari Rice. To the top, it goes to Allen. Allen with just 4 points so far. Over to Rice. Rice turns the corner at the free throw circle. Rice gets the handoff from Carr. Back out to the right corner. Dessou, open jumper, takes it right to the pipe. It goes for the 3. Really needed a spark. They got one right there for the corner 3 by Dylan Dessou. 15:50 left to go. Dessou is the reason why they're in the game right now. 19 points, 5 in the second half, 14 in the first half for Dessou. Baylor with a possession. Bridges, a nice move around the defender, scores with the left hand up and off the glass, and another fall picked up by Texas. Jalen Bridges +1 coming up at the free throw line. Yeah, gonna be wild there. Half-court buzzer beater, Game 7 in the finals for the Celtics to win. That would be wild. Oh yeah, that'd be incredible. Providence with a chip. Celtics win the chip. One of those is very real for the possibility. The other one, the tournament's wide open, so you honestly don't know. This year, it's as open as ever. You can, like, legit make a case for, like, 20 different teams to win the championship this year. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I also plan on covering the Celtics at the Sixers tonight, so feel free to join in later tonight, 8:30 p.m. Jalen Bridges up to 11. He's the top scorer tonight for Baylor so far. Adam Flagler getting going in the second half, up to 10. 19 points by Dylan Dessou. They just need more players in this game to start to get going, and that has not been the case today for Texas. Dessou with 19, everybody else with 5 points or fewer today for Texas. Just the looks have been there. They just can't make their shots. Marcus Carr only 3 points. 0 for 5 shooting today by Carr. All 3 makes at the free throw line. Serge Rice 1 for 4 shooting. Tyrese Hunter 2 for 7. So the backcourt just struggling mightily for Texas today. What's good, Dominic McCraw? Welcome back to the stream. He's got his Final Four right there. Yeah, anything could happen, even though some of the teams, this is not a good sign for Arizona right now. 55-53, Arizona State. I know it's a rivalry game. Vanderbilt played Tennessee close both of the games this season as well. But Arizona State leading by 2 against Arizona, 55-53. That's a home game at Arizona. Arkansas up against Alabama, 46-41. And Oklahoma State, K-State. It's a really good game going on right now. Oklahoma State needs that one. They're desperate. They're in the last 8 in the tournament grouping for Oklahoma State. 41-40. Oklahoma State 1 point lead against K-State currently. Yeah, Arkansas always heats up. Like, this is the time of year that Arkansas shines. They finally got Nick Smith back. He's healthy. I just saw on the screen, Texas A&M, one of the hottest teams in college basketball right now. They're on the road at Mississippi State today. That's a massive game. Mississippi State is just, they're another one of those teams right on the bubble. I think they're on a play-in game right now. They're like the last team in the bracket for Mississippi State. Yeah, so Joe Lunardi, he's got Wisconsin, Mississippi State, Oklahoma State, USC. Those are the 4 last teams in. First 4 out, Penn State, Utah State, UNC, and Charleston. Clemson's going to be climbing upwards, though. Next 4 out, he had Texas Tech, which lost in heartbreak today against TCU. Clemson destroyed NC State. Michigan, and New Mexico. Yep, I see a big U around the world. We'll see if we hear any big U's tonight on the turnovers. 15.5 left to go. Serge Rice. Carr has it. Deflected back over to Carr. Carr at the top of the key. Held it just 3 points so far. Passing down low. Has position. Puts it up and scores up and in off the glass for Texas. It's number 0, Timmy Allen. Timmy Allen been silent today. That's only 6 points by Timmy Allen. 15 minutes left to go. Straightaway 3. Rattles in for Baylor. Wow, big time response. That is Jonathan Chanwa Chatsua. You don't see him take too many threes often. Was open at the top and he takes one and he drills it. Pretty good stroke as well. Jabari Rice at the top. Decides not to take the 3. Drives on Chanwa Chatsua. Floats it up and he scores. Finally, get the scoring starting to pick up right now. 7-point game. Serge Rice up to 7. 14:30 left to go. Flagler, edge of the Baylor logo. He's defended by Tyrese Hunter. Dribbles into the key, working on Hunter. Moves it out to the left wing perimeter. It's LJ Cryer, who makes the pass out to the right wing. Bonner shoots a 3. Bonner, nothing but net, drills the 3. Baylor's backcourt just drilling threes left and right now. 14 minutes left to go. Dale Bonner almost surpassing his season average up to 3, only averaging around 3.7 points per game this season. Texas with a big response back. They will call it a deep 2. Marcus Carr drills down to 2. He's got 5. Well below his average of 17. Under 14 minutes left to go. Bonner dribbles down to the low block, puts it up off the glass, missed. Jabari Rice comes up with a basketball, passed it to the wrong player though. Dale Bonner, right place, right time, comes up with a steal, and he scores up and in off the glass. Bad decision by Jabari Rice to the wrong player he passed it to, and just the worst case scenario. Underneath the hoop went Bonner, and Bonner scored rather easily. Another turnover by Texas. Here goes Baylor out in transition, running the floor. Flagler gets fouled. It's on Sir Jabari Rice. So 2 bad mistakes right there by number 10 for Texas, and Adam Flagler will head to the free throw line coming up shooting 2. Mid-American Conference, they call that the MAC. So that's teams like Toledo, Akron, Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan, Northern Illinois, Kent State's in that conference. Yeah, so that's like, for the MAC, that's like mid-America or so. It's like the Great Lakes states for a lot of those teams. Michigan, Ohio. It's mostly around the Michigan, Ohio area that they have teams from that conference. America East, that's more in my area because I'm from Massachusetts. They got teams from the Northeast in that conference. 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Yeah, America East has got New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, UMBC, probably the most notable one in that conference. UMass Lowell plays in that conference with Bryant, though. Baylor comes out with a steal. A huge burst of speed right to the rim. Dale Bonner taken over with a hustle plays as of late in this game. He scores. Just put it into the R1 on the PlayStation controller. Went on turbo and completely just outran one of the Texas players for the loose ball. Scooped it up and scored on the floor. Texas in deep trouble right now. 13 minutes left to play. Baylor's taken over. Wow. 55-42. 13 minutes left to go, and Baylor 9 for 10 from the floor. Man, Baylor's just so good with the guard play that they have. Flagler getting going in the second half. Jalen Bridges, low-key, has been a great player. Like, he can take threes as well. He can stretch the floor for Jalen Bridges. He's got 12 points, the top scorer, 7 rebounds. I guess the key for Baylor is getting their players back and healthy. Because Chamba Chatua missed most of the season. He's back today. He's got 5 points for Chamba Chatua. This is a team that really struggled on rim protection, too, for them. And this is critical that they're up plus 12 on the glass right now for Baylor. That's major. They're up in the rebound numbers 27-15. This is a team that really just got crushed on the glass all season long. And tonight they're dominant against Texas today. They're 54% from 3. Like, they're getting hot right now. Their threes are hitting left and right. Once that happens, like, good luck. 4 for 5 in the second half from 3. Yeah, it's quite weird. Iowa State, they keep on falling backwards for them. Like, last year they were ranked as an 11 seed, kind of like similar to how they've been playing towards the end of this year for Iowa State. Yeah, Iowa State's probably going to fall down multiple seed lines for them. Like, they'll probably be like one of those like toss-up matchups, like an 8 seed come tournament time. They've completely fallen apart. Yeah, so Iowa State 17-11. Oklahoma State's in the first four in for the play-in game, and they're 16-12. If Oklahoma State beats K-State today, they'll have the same identical conference record as Iowa State. Iowa State cannot win on the road. They actually have the worst road record out of all teams right now in the Big 12. Alabama, Arkansas going back and forth. There's 47-46. Under 14 minutes left to go. Alabama 1-point lead. Oklahoma State really needs that game. They're winning against Kansas State right now, 48-45. Oklahoma State 3-point lead. Arizona up over Arizona State, 65-59. We get back to action. 13-point lead. Baylor has reversed it. They were down by 14 points at 1 point early on. Without Keontae George, this has been critical for Baylor. They're just destroying Texas on the glass today, plus 12. Missed 3 by Baylor. Got tapped out of bounds. It will stay Baylor basketball, though. Inbound for Baylor. LJ Cryer on the floor with Dale Bonner, Adam Flagler, Flo Thamba, and Caleb Lohner, first time into the game, comes in for the transfer from BYU. Out to the corner, LJ Cryer shoots the three, missed off the rim, a rebound controlled by Sir-Jabari Rice. Two players got tangled up underneath the basket, but Texas has it now. Sir-Jabari Rice at the left wing. Shovels out to the top to Sue. Towards his right off the dribble. To Sue, guarded by Thamba. Bounce pass down low. Bobbled, collected. Hunter turnaround inside the key. Missed off the front rim. And the defensive rebound scooped up by Flagler. Baylor at the right wing perimeter with Dale Bonner. Under 12 minutes left to go. Dribble drive, kick out to the baseline off to Lohner. Lohner guarded by Brock Cunningham. And Cunningham deflects it out, and it will stay Baylor ball. I still got Michigan State in the field right now for them. They've lost a lot of just close games for Michigan State. Heartbreak. Constant heartbreak for that team. All right, so we head to another timeout here. This is impressive by Baylor today. They turned a 14-point deficit into now a 13-point lead. They made the last 9 out of 11 shots from the floor. This is not a good sign for Texas. Texas going in their second longest scoring drought of the game with plus 2 minutes on the scoring drought once again for them. This is like unlike Texas. They've been a pretty good scoring team this season for them too. It just seems like every single time I stream Baylor, they're connected defensively. If they can like put like these games consistently, they can be a team that does damage in the bracket, goes deep, deep, deep for Baylor. Yeah, Alabama heating up right now. That's been the problem for Arkansas is they've gone on too many scoring droughts this season. They'll play it to where their defense can keep them in games. 51-46, Alabama leading Arkansas. Still a lot of game remaining though there. Got about just under 12 and a half minutes left to go. That K-State, Oklahoma State starting to pull away right now. 51-45, 12 and a half minutes there left to go. That's a game that Oklahoma State really needs. It's one that I feel like it's coming for Oklahoma State, that they need that one to stay in the bracket. Exactly what they're doing right now. I think by the time it's said and over, there's going to be 8 teams out of 10 that make it in from the Big 12 in the tournament. One of the teams will probably get into the play-in game, whether that's West Virginia or Oklahoma State. Somebody will. I feel like Texas Tech's probably going to come up a little bit too short, though. They played a softer non-conference schedule for Texas Tech. Couldn't turn that one into a victory against TCU, and that loss hurts for Texas Tech. I think so. By the time we go into the tournament, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, I think those two are going to be the 2 teams that get left out. Actually, I should take down the poll as well. Wow, Texas took the poll by a landslide, man. 63-36. Thanks so much all for voting today. We got 11:44 left to go. Texas needs to start making shots, or this one's going to get out of hand once again. And Baylor was due for a win. They're coming off 2 losses on the road at Kansas, at K-State. And so well in their home floor this year. They won 6 straight games at home entering today for Baylor. Oh, nice dime. Down low for Baylor. They score. An assist by Dale Bonner. The bucket made by Flo Thamba. It's a 15-point lead for Baylor back from the timeout. Absolute dime off the pick and roll. Texas in some deep, deep trouble. Cannot make a 3. Started off drilling 3s, but ever since the first 5 minutes of the game, they've been stone cold from the perimeter. They take an open 3. That missed too long. Off the back rim and out by Carr. Offensive rebound. Puts it up and Dessou gets fouled. Yeah, one of the big keys of the season has been home court advantage for these games. So many of the home court teams come up and pick up a victory this time around, and the first one missed at the line for Dessou. Second one's good. $11 minutes left to play. Baylor has it at the top. Thamba. Into the hands to Flagler now, off the handoff by Bonner. Back over to Bonner. Bonner, deep range 3. Bonner drills it through for another big-time 3-ball. They're lighting it up from downtown for the Bears. Dale Bonner up to 10 points, only averages 3.7 points per game. Everybody's stepping up. No Keontae George, left the game early on. George played just 6 minutes. Limped off the floor. Wow. Everybody really stepping up today. Dale Bonner, 2 for 3 with 10 points. Adam Flagler's 2 for 3 from the perimeter with 11. Jalen Bridges, the top scorer. He's got 12. Not looking so hot for Texas right now, because this is what they were last year for Texas. They just couldn't hit shots. And they've gone into that flow once again today that they just haven't been able to make shots, especially from the perimeter, to contend against Baylor today. Dessou gets the lob, and Dessou puts it through. .22 points by Dylan Dessou. He's the only player to show up in this game. Everybody else with 7 or fewer right now. Yeah, here's the even bigger question. Why in the world is UNC against Florida State on ESPN on Friday or on Monday at 7? UNC FSU, Monday at 7, ESPN. That one was pre-scheduled there in the schedule because they do one ACC game and one Big 12 game following it on the big Monday night. Big yikes to that 7 p.m. game. Yeah, Virginia UNC at 6. They've been putting a lot of the ACC games like at 6 because next week's Duke UNC. That game got put at 6. Jabari Rice, tough shot off the top of the glass. Offensive rebound in between traffic. Picked up by Timmy Allen, and Timmy Allen will draw a foul down low. Picked up by Baylor. .9:49 left to play. It's going to send Texas to the 1-1 bonus now. First one, Timmy Allen missed off the back rim. They cannot make a free throw either. They come up empty on the 1-1. Baylor comes up with a rebound. Texas just 6 of 9 on free throws. Baylor 10 of 12. Baylor's going to slow it down. 9:30 left to play at the corner. Adam Flagler. Flagler dribbles into the key. Now back outside. Flagler dribbles up. Low block, fall away. Off the mark, missed. A rebound secured by Timmy Allen. And a player knocked down underneath the hoop. It's Dylan DeSue who got knocked down. And he also picked up the foul going up for the board as well. So that was a late whistle by the refs. Wow. Let's see. Oh, yeah. A lot of contact there between DeSue and Thamba. You see right there the foul call, and DeSue cannot believe it. DeSue's going to have to head towards the bench. This just makes matters worse for Texas. He's been the only player that's been productive in this game. 22 points, 4 personal fouls, inbound Baylor behind the defense as they score up and in off the glass. Count it in the foul. Langston Love gets the basket. Alabama leading Arkansas. Under 10 minutes left to play now. 56-48. Alabama starting to pull away. 8-point lead. One free throw. Langston Love gets the bounce. Yeah, that's a good start there for Mississippi State. 21-14 against Texas A&M. And Texas A&M's been red hot. Yep, I remember that. Yeah, that was like my first couple months that I started streaming. 3-point shot will drop by Tyrese Hunter. So finally somebody able to make a shot for Texas from the perimeter. Still got just 9 minutes left to play though. Baylor just too good from the perimeter today. 8 for 15. Texas has struggled to match it. 6 of 19. Down inside the key for Baylor. Shot missed off the back rim by Jalen Bridges. Rebound pulled down through traffic by Brock Cunningham. Texas has it. They need to start making their shots if they want to get back into this one. Brock Cunningham off to Timmy Allen. Allen moves it out on top. Carr. Extra pass out to the left wing. Tyrese Hunter. Back over to Carr around the perimeter. Bounce past Timmy Allen. Allen. Crossover. Lost it. Ball deflected. Gets it back. 8 on the shot clock. Allen. Lost it again. We get contact here, and Flagler gets called in the reach-in foul. So this will send Timmy Allen to the bonus, shooting in the 1-1. So third personal foul picked up by Adam Flagler. 8:15 left to go. It's going to be free throws here. 1-1 bonus for Texas. Timmy Allen. It's been silent today in this game. Just hasn't been aggressive. Timmy Allen 3 for 6 shooting. Dylan DeSue's on the bench with 4 personal fouls. He's the top scorer by far with 22. First one missed in the bonus by Allen. They come up empty once again. Timmy Allen 0 for 2. Missed on back-to-back bonus shots at the free throw line. Baylor with a rebound. 8 minutes left to go. Bears by 15, looking to tack on some more. LJ Cryer. Crossover at the wing. Dribbles up inside the key. Swings it back outside to the wing. 3-point shot missed off the back of my flag. Offensive rebound though. Chama Chatua able to come up with a loose ball for Baylor. They circle around. Chama Chatua. Jumper. Turnaround off the rim. Around, and it goes back to Carr for Texas. Plus 14 on the glass for Baylor. That is massive today because they've been struggling this season on the glass. That's one of the keys that they haven't really done that hot. But Chamba Chatua back on the floor for Baylor as this will be a tie up here. It'll be Texas basketball. $7:21 left to go. Looks like we're going to take a timeout on the floor as well. So media timeout. 15-point lead by Baylor. This is really impressive. Really impressive what Baylor's done right now. See, if they can get their defense just like consistent, they'll be a hard out in the bracket for Baylor. Alabama up over Arkansas 60-51 right now. 8:40 left to play. Arizona starting to put on a run against Arizona State 76-68. K-State tied it up against Oklahoma State 57-57. So a great game there. Oklahoma State, one of those teams that's just hanging on for dear life at the bottom edge of the bracket. Also, Mississippi State leading Texas A&M 21-14. $7:22 left to go. Fewest amount of points that Baylor has allowed is 58 in a 74-58 win over Oklahoma State. That's the fewest points they've allowed in a conference game. Fewest points total in the season has been against Northwestern State, where they won 58-48 against Northwestern State. This game's just been key. They've been really good on their home floor in terms of their defense. On the road is where it's been a problem for Baylor this year. They gave up 96 to Marquette. They gave up 87 a week ago in a loss at Kansas. It's just putting that consistently together. That's the key. Last time they played at Texas, they gave up 76. And Texas just cannot find their shot today. Yep, I remember that, dude. Yeah, they didn't have such a good day there. Clemson putting themselves back into the bracket. NC State should probably fall into like that last 8 grouping for teams, like the last 4 or the last 8 teams right right in the bracket. So we come back from the timeout, 7:10 left to go. Texas with a possession. Step back jumper, Tyrese Hunter rains it down. It's good from downtown. 11 points by Hunter. Dylan DeSue currently on the bench with 4 personal fouls. He's got 22, but other players will have to step up for Texas. Under 7 minutes left to go. Baylor with a lead, going to slow down the basketball. Chanwa Chatua at the top. Hands it off to Langston Love. Langston Love at the right wing. Pass on top to Chanwa Chatua. Made a 3 earlier in the game. Kick out to the wing. Love shoots the 3. That's well short. Airballed it into the arms of Timmy Allen, who comes up with the basketball. Allen, pass midcourt. Allen dribbles up to the elbow. Kick out to the wing. Cunningham launches the 3. Halfway down, skipped around the rim and out, and it will go back to Baylor. 6:15 left to go. LJ Cryer. Dribble, drive down the lane, bobbled it. Could have had a chance to put in a layup if he hadn't bobbled it out to Love. Love forces up a tough shot through contact. Love got fouled. Late whistle by the refs, so it will send Langston Love to the line to shoot 2. .606 left to play. Two free throws by Baylor. First one missed. Sir Jabari Rice will check back into the game for Texas. Looks like Timmy Allen will come out. Timmy Allen just hasn't had an aggressive game today for him. Just 6 points. Only has taken 6 shot attempts. Second free throw missed as well by Baylor, so they go empty that trip. 6 minutes remaining. Texas looking for a big-time shot to pull win in 10 or 9. Cunningham at the elbow. Cunningham shovels out to the wing with space. They'll jack up a 3, and they miss it. Just been that type of game tonight for Texas, and the Longhorns as well get called in a loose ball foul. It'll be Baylor basketball. And Baylor should be heading to the bonus here now since Texas commits another foul. Brock Cunningham picks up the foul on the rebound. Baylor at the free throw line. Jalen Bridges. He'll shoot in the bonus now. 1-1. And makes the first one. Feel free to join in later tonight. I'll be covering Celtics against Sixers, 8:30 p.m. if you guys would like to tune in for that one. Second free throw is good. It's been kind of a shocker today. Thought this game would actually be decided by single digits and close. Hasn't been like that. Early on, it was all Texas up by 14, but Baylor just flipped on the switch and they just overtook them, and Jabari Rice scores in the cutter. They could get like better shot selection throughout the game just like that right there. Jabari Rice straight line to the hoop, cut, received the pass, and scored. Things would have looked much better today for Texas. 5:15 left to go. Baylor with a possession. Dribble, drive, kick out to the corner. 3 on its way. Bridges rips it through for the 3 ball. Great assist by Dale Bonner. Man, the ball movement right now looking great. Jalen Bridges. It's a front court player that can stretch the floor, take a 3, and make it. He does it just right there at the corner. Carr at the top, moves it out to his right. Over to Hunter. Hunter, kick out to the corner to the hands of Jabari Rice. Turned it over. Just not his game today for number 10 in orange and white. Bobble pass far side of the floor. Flagler picks it up, though. Flagler will slow it down. 4:35 left to play. Flagler puts the ball into the hands to Bridges. Hand off to Bonner. Bonner knocked down and fouled by Tyrese Hunter. It's just a frustration foul right there, and it will go right back to Baylor with shooting free throws. That's number 9 now as a team by Texas. So Baylor in the bonus, 1-1 at the free throw line with Dale Bonner coming up. 4 players double figures today for Baylor. 17 by Jalen Bridges. 8 rebounds. 11 points each by Dale Bonner, Adam Flagler, and Langston Love. LJ Cryer only held the 5, and Keontae George only played 6 minutes today, did not score. He limped his way off the court due to an injury for Keontae George, and this is extremely promising for Baylor. It's like next man up mentality with the guard play that they have on the team, and Bonner and Love, they came alive today. Both of the free throws good. Baylor is 15 for 19 tonight at the free throw line. Texas has it with Dessou. Dessou, the lone player to show up. He's got 22. After that, Tyrese Hunter with 11. Everybody else with single digits. That's a deep range 3 as Texas makes it. Marcus Carr is up to 8. Yes, I'll be covering Celtics Sixers tonight. Feel free to join in later today, 8:30 p.m. And Baylor commits an offensive foul right into the key. Jalen Bridges floated it up. Texas took the charge. 4 minutes even. We're going to take a timeout on the floor right now. 70-56, 4 minutes left to go. Just impressive today what Baylor's done. Going to check the scoreboard, see if anything's changed. I'm really concerned about Arizona right now. 80-75. I know it's a rivalry game, but Arizona, 5-point lead against Arizona State. Arizona State's not even in the bracket. Make it a 4-point game. Arizona State just made a free throw. So 80-76. We'll keep you guys posted until this game wraps up between Baylor and Texas. But Arizona State determined by 2 possessions currently. Kansas State just took the lead on the road at Oklahoma State. 65-51. K-State with a lead by 4. That's a significant game because Oklahoma State's one of the last teams in the bracket. They're in the play-in game, according to Joe Lunardi. So K-State 4-point lead. Mississippi State, huge game. Another team in the play-in. They're leading against Texas A&M 25-21, one of the hottest teams in all college hoops right now. And Alabama up over Arkansas 70-61. Alabama with a big comeback there. Baylor with a huge comeback here. They were down by 14 points in the first half early on. I'm going to take Purdue in that one tonight. Yeah, Indiana's had some games they've struggled. Some games they really just lost by a lot for Indiana. All right, so we got 4 minutes left to play. Both teams with 9 personal fouls. So next time, both of the teams in a double bonus. Texas will get the inbounds. Extremely disappointing game by Texas, shooting 34% from 3 throughout the game so far, but allowing Baylor to make 9 of 18 threes. Texas will go the length of the floor. They'll score for 2. Dylan Dessou is still out there with 4 personal fouls. He's got 24. Full court pressure set up by Texas. Baylor in the backcourt as they're able to get it past midcourt. Flagler, 3:35 left to go. Going to slow it down for Baylor. Hands it off to Jalen Bridges. Bridges sends it off to Flagler. Flagler at the right wing, guarded by Serge Jabari Rice. Flagler at the right corner, 5 in the shot clock. Flagler, 1-on-1 crossover. Takes the jumper over Carr, rattled out, no good, tipped up. Battle for the rebound, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Texas. It's going to stay Baylor ball with 3:11 left to go. They'll have 20 in the shot clock. It's been another key tonight for Baylor. Plus 16 on the glass, 36-22. Inbound for Baylor. Going to slow down clock once again. 15 on the shot clock, 3:05 left to go in the game clock. Flagler, guarded by Dessou, crossover, dribbles up to the free throw circle, swings it on top. Cryer dribbles, attacks, downhill right to the rim, missed the layup with the right hand. Got knocked down though and fouled. And there'll be 2 shots coming up at the free throw line here for LJ Cryer for Baylor. Wow, still got a lot of game left to go there. Arizona State 82-81. Just above 2 minutes left to play. That's anybody's game right now. That's huge. And Alabama doing the same thing that they did against Arkansas earlier in conference play, where they'll extend it to double digits and win. They're just not fazed about any of the news going on right now. 75-63, Alabama. Less than 3 minutes left to go. Flipping the switch against Arkansas. Baylor makes both of the free throws. Texas got pressured in the backcourt, able to take it. And they will look to take it a distance as Timmy Allen gets fouled. So Timmy Allen will head to the free throw line, shoot 2. .246 left to play. Float Damba in deep foul trouble now with 4 personal fouls. First one is good. Second shot by Allen. That's good. Makes them both 12-point game. Baylor getting pressured in the backcourts. And they lost it. Cryer turned it over right at midcourt. They got a 3-on-1 shovel down the lane. 2-handed jam for Timmy Allen. Wow, that's a costly turnover. Texas puts themselves winning 10. 2:33 left to go, and a timeout taken on the floor by Scott Drew for Baylor now. I think that ball just slipped out of the hands of LJ Cryer. He was looking to pass it, just couldn't gather it, and it just slipped out of his hands up in the air, and Texas immediately ran the fast break with a 4-on-1, and they scored. Timmy Allen with a dunk. Timeout taken on the floor, and Texas starting to heat up. 4 for 5 shooting, last 5 shot attempts. Baylor's gone in the scoring drought. Over 2.5 minutes they've been on this scoring drought. It's just been a 3-point fest today by Baylor. It's what they've done throughout the entire course of the season. 9 for 18 today from 3-point range. Players like Dale Bonner, Langston Love, both players in double figures scoring, and that has been massive in this game. Stepping up, Keontae George only played 6 minutes, didn't score, and limped to the locker room with an injury and never returned back into the game, and other players in the backcourt stepped up in a big way. Texas just needed more firepower out of everybody. Only one player showed up to score today. Dylan Dessou, 24 points, 10 of 15 shooting. Timmy Allen only attempted 7 shots. That is the 5th most shot attempts out of any player on Texas today. If Timmy Allen could start to get going, then things could have changed in this game. But also, Marcus Carr only scored 8 points. He had a slow game offensively, just 2 for 8 shooting. Quick timeout up the floor by Baylor. Texas starting to bring in the full court press, and it's kind of rattling Baylor a little bit. Baylor was trapped there, far side of the floor in the full court press. Baylor takes the timeout. So we're going to head back to the timeout. Looks like Baylor will take a timeout on the floor. Yeah, I hope so, man. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the games I've covered lately, unfortunately, has been like blowouts. Yeah, yesterday's game, that was, oh man, it was not too good of a game. The Heat were just a no-show. Wow, thanks so much for the update there. 84-83, Arizona State 1-point lead with a minute and a half left to go on the road at Arizona. Man, look at the elite guard play right here. Miami 12, Florida State 2 in the first 3 minutes of action. Kansas State leading Oklahoma State 69-64. Alabama, Arkansas. Arkansas not done just yet. 5-zip run for Arkansas. Still Alabama with a lead, 75-68. Oh yeah, that was a big oof from yesterday. Yeah, Brooklyn might miss out on the playoffs. Corner 3 missed by Baylor. Texas running the floor. Longhorns get the rebound, and they go all the way inside with a layup. Timmy Allen starting to be aggressive finally. Cuts it to an 8-point game. 2 minutes left to go. Baylor has it at the wing. They're going to slow it down into the hands now of Flagler. Flagler at the midcourt logo. 1:40 left to go. 11-2 run by Texas as they finally have came alive in this game. Flagler, dribble, drive inside the key, puts it up in. He scores up and in off the backboard. Big time bucket by Adam Flagler. Looks like it could have very well iced this game. Allen couldn't receive it. Went behind him, or that was actually Dylan Dessou. Off the fingertips of Dessou from behind. A turnover by Texas. Baylor, minute 15 left to go. Flagler through traffic. He is able to slow it down around the perimeter. Impressive by Baylor today. Without Keontae George, only played 6 minutes. They were down by 14. Slam dunk for the exclamation point. Behind the D, that is Flo Thamba for the two-handed flush. Grega, thanks so much for joining in. Final minute of action. Texas missed the 3 off the back rim by Tyrese Hunter. Another chance from the corner. Jabari Rice drills the triple. Looks like it's too little too late, unless you speak to the Iowa Hawkeyes today. Iowa was down by 13 points with a minute and a half left to go. It was 91-78. The score was then 96-86. They came back and they won in overtime. But, yeah, Baylor up by 9. Timeout taken on the floor. Texas burns the timeout. Texas with 1 timeout, same as Baylor. Both teams in the double bonus. Looks like it's a quick 30-second timeout. .2 seconds left to go. Baylor will get the inbound with a 9-point lead. Baylor in their backcourt, as they will have to inbound it. Baylor gets the inbound, far side of the floor. Flagler crosses midcourt, and Did he get bumped into here? I think he did. He got fouled by Dessou. So 42.7. It's going to send Adam Flagler to the free throw line. Coming up, double bonus. Wow, the ESPN crew puts Dylan Dessou as the player of the game. What? Texas is losing by 9. He single-handedly carried Texas today in this game. 24 points by Dessou, but your team's down. The first shot missed the line for Flagler. Flagler hasn't had a stellar game today. He's got 13 points. It's been Jalen Bridges today, the top player. Jalen Bridges, 17 points for Baylor. Baylor has 5 players scoring in double figures. 17 by Bridges, 14 by Flagler as he makes the free throw. 12 by Bonner, 11 by Love. It's those two that are surpassing their season averages. The reason why Baylor was able to reverse a double-digit deficit into a double-digit lead. But Texas rips a 3 straight away. Marcus Carr drills a 3 with 31 seconds. And the final timeout taken on the floor by Texas. 11 points by Flo Thamba with 11 rebounds. Those are the top scorers today for Baylor. Ice, baby. Welcome back in. Feel free to join in later tonight. I'll be back covering Celtics against Sixers later tonight if you guys would like to come on board. Should be a great night of basketball. Alabama looking to see if they can pull it off against Arkansas. 78-72, minute 13 left to go. Alabama with a 6-point lead. Brandon Miller's got 24 points. Arizona, 1-point lead against Arizona State. 87-86, 24 seconds left to go. With Arizona holding on to a 1-point lead against Arizona State. We'll keep you guys posted as long as this game is on. Kansas State about to win against Oklahoma State, 73-66. Great comeback by K-State. 12 seconds left to play. So that is not a good sign for Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State in that last 4 in grouping in the playing game of the bracket is going to keep on taking steps downwards as they have gone cold lately. .31 seconds left to go. Baylor will have the basketball. A couple missed free throws by Baylor lately has really opened up this game to allow Texas to crawl back in. Inbound for Baylor. They are trapped. Double teamed all the way in their backcourt. 27 seconds. And Texas picks up the foul all the way in the backcourt. They try to trap the Bears. And this will send Baylor to the free throw line. 2 shots coming up. Double bonus. 27.3 seconds remaining. And Sir'Jabari Rice has just fouled out. So that was the clutch player for Texas for some of the games this year. He's come up with some big-time shots for Sir'Jabari Rice, but he just fouled out. So Baylor, 2 shots here at the free throw line. This will be Dale Bonner. 2 free throws. Bonner with 12 points today. 77% free throw shooter. Perfect 2 for 2. First one is down the middle. Riley, welcome back in, bud. Yeah, that's right. Quick turnaround and at Baylor for the next game Monday night for Oklahoma State. Second free throw. Bounced off the rim and out. Texas down by 8. They get the basketball. 25 seconds remaining. Needs a quick bucket. Carr takes the jumper. No call on the shot as Carr thought that he was contacted taking a 3. No call. Missed off the rim. A rebound control by Flo Thamba. And Thamba gets fouled off the rebound and he has to shoot free throws. And that's it for Dylan Dessou. Dylan Dessou is now fouled out. He picks up number 5. Impressive today for Baylor. Flipping the switch down early by 14 points. And they just did not give up. Able to put Texas in a monster 6+ minute scoring drought. Baylor took the lead. Baylor Never looked back after that. Free throw number 1, missed at the line by Thamba. What's good, No Ego? Welcome back in. Feel free to join in later tonight. I'll be covering the Celtics against the Sixers later tonight at 8:30 p.m. Kansas State has just won over Oklahoma State. Free throw is good at the line for Baylor. Texas took it quick up the floor. They got called in the turnover. They lost it out of bounds by Timmy Allen. Turnover, Texas. They took it underneath their hoop and just lost it. 11.7 seconds left to go. Inbound in the corner for Baylor. 8.6 seconds remaining, and Texas commits another foul when this game's been over. I'm switching right to Fox right now. I think that's where it was on. Oh, no, they... CBS? Oh, it is. It's on CBS. Holy smokes. Arizona State, half-court shot. Just won the game. Wow. That's wild. Arizona State with a win on the road at Arizona, 89-88 on a half-court buzzer beater. Arizona State 4th in the Pac-12 now, 20-9 record, 11-7 overall this season. Monster victory for them. Baylor makes both of the free throws. Texas scores a bucket as time winds down, and that's the ball game. Final score 82-71. Baylor flips the script down early by 14 points. They come from behind and they win today at their home floor in Waco for the Baylor Bears. Just a collective overall team of victory for Baylor. They put 5 guys in double figures. 17 points by Jalen Bridges, 13 by Dale Bonner. Flagler finished with 14. 12 points by Flo Thamba with 12 rebounds. 11 points by Langston Love. Just all-around great victory for Baylor today in this game. Shot the ball 47% from 3. The big difference was they out-rebounded Texas 37-25 on the glass in this game. Thanks so much all for joining in. I plan on being back later tonight. Celtics to take on the Sixers, 8:30 p.m. If you guys would like to come on back for that one, feel free to do so. Should be a great night of basketball action there as Boston plays in action tonight against Philly. Baylor looking dangerous, getting hot at the right time as they snap a 2-game losing streak for them, which was on the road at Kansas and K-State last week. They come in at home and able to pick up a big victory today over Texas. Thanks so much all for joining in, guys. And we'll be back later tonight covering Celtics against Sixers. If you guys would like to come on board, we're going to close out to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of these live streams here. We got Jason, Rajeep, Russell, Oreo Pudding, Bradley, Brandon, Mario, Bino, Mark, John, Kenneth, Jess, Ahino Josa, Vegas, SG Sports Talk, Michael, Warren, I Am Ghost, Kelly, Asia, Laszlo, Roderick, Reynaldo, Didi, Katie, Barco, Siegel, Woo Pig, Ian, Oink Oink, Emmanuel, and Robin. Thanks all for joining in tonight, being a part here on the stream. We'll be back later today for Celtics against Sixers, 8:30 p.m. So if you guys would like to come on board for that, feel free to do so. And enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody.